Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on out there? What's up? What's up? Sorry about that, people. As soon as I set up the live stream, it was like everybody decided, hey, I'm getting off work. Hey, I'm gonna come over for a moment. I'm like, all right, be quick. I got to do a live stream. Oh, it'll be just a moment. Just a moment. And yeah, it wasn't just a moment. Damn it! All right, so we're gonna be doing some GPU repair. So if you guys didn't, I know some of you guys are on DCA Adventure, and you should have seen me do the live stream of building the OctoMiner, guys. I love this thing. This OctoMiner, guys. It's fucking pricey, but you're getting what you pay for. Really, you're completely getting what you're paying for. So the OctoMiner communicates with Hive OS. Bro, game changer on that one, guys. Fucking game changer. Gives me all the information on the board, on the OctoMiner board. Awesome. I know all the fan percentages. How much are they being commanded at 100%, and I can even set the value of it and tone them down. There's 4 fans on there. I get 4 readouts on my fans. I get an intake temperature, exhaust temperature on the rig itself. I get the humidity percentage on there, and right now at the machine it's 19.86% humidity. Not bad, not bad. It's got and it even has an air temp on the fucking power supplies, guys. On the power supply. I love this thing. So 32 degree intake air temperature, or 32 Celsius. Everything's in Celsius. And 63 Celsius on the exhaust on the power supplies. And there's 3 power supplies. I was like, oh my God. And it took me a little bit to get it all powered up. I had to turn off a couple of the ASICs. It's okay. It's okay. We could turn off a couple of the ASICs, considering that 8 3090s, EVGA for the wins. Pull in a little bit more crypto than those ASICs, just a little bit. So I have it is the OctoMiner 8. What is it? The 8 Plus with the 3 power supplies. No, I didn't get the Ultra. It's the 8 Plus, whatever. I guess it's like one of the earlier ones. Let me make sure here. Hold on here. I love this. This OctoMiner is a baller. I cannot say that enough. Okay, hold on here. And it is, hold on. Yeah, the X8 Ultra Plus. Nice, nice. So yeah, I mean, it's got the slot positions for 4 power supplies, hot swappable. I wish I can get my hands on more of these bad boys. Holy cow. But it's like, yeah, especially since I just got just set up the Family Mine LLC with its first undisclosed location, so we'll be able to do some host mining. I'm still trying to figure out how much power I've got in total. And once me and Mikkel figure that out, hells yeah, Mikkel. Wish we can get a. We're having a minimum quantity order of 1 next week. Oh, baller! Oh, I might jump on that. I might jump on that. Oh, like I've got an OctoMiner knockoff case. This thing sucks. Oh my god, this thing sucks. I would love like I've got a couple of other really good performing server cases, but the information that I get from this OctoMiner is amazing. And hydrometer on there, temperatures in and out. I can't. I mean, it's a little pricey, but with data, it's like you're paying to have all the data you need. I mean, if you've got a bigger farm, like I'm going to be setting up here, the OctoMiner cases actually kind of makes sense because you can almost tell with the OctoMiner case if you got a localized hotspot in your mining facility with all the GPUs. No problem, Chili. So yeah, I mean, it's like I would so love to get a bunch of them for the mining facility. But it's like with everything, you got to kind of don't overspend while you're trying to accumulate equipment. Always kind of dollar cost average. That's something that I preach all the time. Don't go out on credit trying to buy stuff. That's how you get wrecked. Smart investors will only spend money that they don't need. It's already set off to the side. Not going to hurt them to not have it there right away. So too funny, Chili. Oh, you're awesome. Oh my god, that's too funny. That's too funny. Hey, Chili, I hope you're part of the the Discord community. I think you're over at Red Pandas, but I've got Discord stuff down below for my community too. If you wanted to join it, that'd be awesome. If not, I understand. It's like Discord only lets you have like what 100. You can only be part of 100 different Discords. So Russia's trying to get Bitcoin out for oil. Rock on, Chili. Rock on. Always love to have new people in, especially somebody like yourself making some good hardware. I can't say it enough. I mean, I just so happen to have lucked out on who I got the OctoMiner case from. And yeah, I love this thing. I mean, hell, it's got that little screen on there that tells me my IP address on it. Tells me power consumption right on the digital readout. It's telling me the hash rate and what algorithm I've got my rig on. This thing just gives a wealth of knowledge on there, and with it interfacing with Hive. Let's say you got a whole fleet of these, and you got a rig that's having an issue. You can actually command Hive to tell the OctoMiner to flash the little white light so that you know which one in the row it is. That's also helpful. I love it. I can't say enough about this. I mean, this is not a paid shill. This is the first time today is the first day I turned it on. And the amount of information that case alone, I was like, man, do you really need this stuff? And then now that I'm playing around with it, I'm like, oh, how did I live without this? Why aren't they all doing this? So yeah, Chili, because I'm an accident, I just so happened to have come across somebody that had one and they were willing to sell it to me. You pretty much just got yourself a customer. I will probably buy more of these. I absolutely like this. And just so that you guys can sit there and see this too. Let's see, y'all. Bam. So this is what I'm talking about. Hooked up the Hive with 8 3090s. And I'm not even kidding, guys. 8 3090s, and this thing is not overheating at all. I'm running rig temps of like about 58-ish C is or 58, 59 C is my hottest card. And my hottest card is also the one having the biggest issue here. So you can see this 13090, which is an EVGA for the Win 3, all of them are the same. This one here, the memory temperature is way high. So I've actually got to pull this one apart and redo the memory the memory thermal pads on this. And of course, while I've got it open, I'm going to be rethermaling putting new thermal paste on there. I have not turned the rig off yet. So with that being said, Dad, you're going to have to wait. I will call you back later. So I will have to, turn the rig off, pull the card out, and pretty much split this thing apart and get this going. So from here, I am going to, let me see if, because I've got OctoMiner on here, and I happen to like how OctoMiner's set up on this. Let me go ahead and launch the shell so that I can take a look at the miner. And OctoMiner gives out the memory temps on this. I've actually got 2 cards on here that are not happy. And it's not because of airflow, because all the rest of them aren't having any of the issue. But I got 2 of them that have higher than normal memory temps. But the one that's definitely thermal throttling is the memory is sitting at 110C. As soon as it hits that, it basically hits the rev limiter on the card, and you just start watching it pull power until it stops making the memory climb on temp. So we will be getting that going. Still think that if there was a heatsink fins blower style, it would be so much better. Yeah, it could be. It very well could be. Oh, yeah. The new T-Rex miner also does give memory temps too. Oh, that was bright. Oh. Let's see here. All right. Here we go. Now, I don't have any extra fans on here. It is only the fans that are on the case itself, and then the fans that are on the GPU. Now, all the fans on the GPUs are moving, but so here, let me give you guys a look at what I'm seeing here. So you can see that the temperature right here, you see the ID, the GPU, and then the temps. So the 59C is the VGA core, and the 108 is the memory. And you can see that it's pulling the core down, trying to make it stop using the power. That is a direct correlation between the memory overheating. It just starts pulling overall power and trying to downclock the GPU the best it can so that it stops having the thermal runaways. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and see if it is a problem with quality control. Did they put the pads on right? Are there enough? Are all the pads there? Because I've been hearing story after story of people going, but I didn't get a couple of the memory modules that didn't even have pads on. So we'll go ahead and pull this apart. Chili, just wanted to let you know we have a HiveOS integration guide on our website under the support link in the menu. Nice. Yeah, I loaded up a new, a fresh copy of HiveOS onto the SD card that came in there, or the SSD card, or whatever, as soon as the rig came online and connected in with Hive, it automatically pulled in. I was like, wow, I didn't have to do anything special for it. It just worked. But I will definitely take a look at that. This way, if there's anything that I'm missing, or it might help me troubleshoot in the future or help somebody else troubleshoot. I'm all about that. I did go through the user guide on there for troubleshooting and first first time setup on there. Really like that. Everything is really cleanly laid out on those OctoMiners. Oh, it's more of an okay. All right, yeah, I'll take a look at that for sure. This way I know what's up on there. Especially if it's equipment that I have, I want to make sure I know everything about it. Because it's got a lot of cool features on there. I love it. So with that being said, guys, and it's so easy to figure out. Oh, GPU number 3. Well, closest to the power supply, count 3 away. That's GPU number 3, and that's the one that I am having my issue with. Is, well, it's listed in Hive as GPU number 2, but it will be the 3rd slot from the power supply. It will be GPU number 3. Uh, 100% chili. Will do. Will do. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn this rig off here. Oh, one other kind of cool feature too. So whenever I go to turn it off, usually you get reboot, shutdown, and boot in 30 seconds. But with the OctoMiner, I get a hard reset, hard power off, wake on LAN. I'm like, oh my God, this is so nice. I mean, you don't have to do the hard reset, but if the rig is semi-connected in and doesn't want to respond to reboot or shut down normal commands, you can come in here and tell the OctoMiner and be like, bro, you need to turn it off. Which is actually a really kind of cool feature that I like on here too. None of my other servers have that feature in any way, shape, or form. Love it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, confirm. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to have like good video, but I'm going to bring the OctoMiner over here, open it up here and pull the GPU out that is in question. And we'll go ahead and cracking it apart and getting the thermals back to under control. Because I'm missing like 30 mega hash because of the thermals. That is heavy with all those GPUs in there. Grab screwdriver. And I love the little release locks at the front here. I love this little touch here. definitely warm. I love the cable management that I can get in there, all that good stuff. This is like a really nice setup. I love it. Really, I do. So let's go ahead, crack this bad boy apart. Oh, for sure, Chili. Thank you. Thank you. You're awesome. Go have fun with the kiddos. All right, so let's dig into this. Got the workbench going, guys. Love it. Go ahead and let me get zoomed in. I definitely did not. Center this, right? There we go. Bam, there we go. Nice and crispy. Look at that. Man, this camera really gets right up on there, man. You can even see the texture on the GPU. That's some good lighting right there. All right, so we have your fan headers here. Sometimes you're able to get them out now, sometimes not so much. And then you should have one doesn't have it there. Oh, this one's got it on the back. So you got your RGB header back here. You got your fan headers here. I usually like to try to get these apart now with the fans because it makes it easier to crack the GPU open. Let's see how nice it's gonna be for me. Hard part is getting the wire to come forward because it's behind its little holder here. Come on. No, it doesn't want to be nice to me. It's not going to be nice to me, I swear. Oh. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Let me grab my toolkit anyway. I just got to do that. Guess I'll crack it apart and see how easy it is to pull that wire out of there once I got the GPU apart. What is the EVGA sticker for? Never the lock-in tab. Yeah, it's just got like this little lock-in tab to keep the wires a little cable managed. But let's go ahead and take out these bazillion screws that are here. Need to release the I/O shield. Cool. I do. I have to take the rear I/O also off part way. Oh, you guys. They put two bolts back here in this corner to hold it in. That's garbage. Why the Not gonna get mad. We're not gonna get mad. Let's see here. Do I have my little right here? I'd have to go grab a tool. Hold on, guys. But I do not have it here. Great. Thought I had this right next to me, but it was in the mining room. Oh, too funny. Last piece of the puzzle. You're eventually going to have to do that. Take apart a GPU because you're going to have like a temperature issue. But it's not too hard. This is a 3090, so... Bro, this is the most expensive GPU really out there. This is a 3090 I'm taking apart. So we'll take off the perimeter screws. I kind of like I always do. I put all my screws kind of orientated in how I pull them out. You never know if they change screw sizes up on you at any point in time. Kidding me? Did I just feel a... Okay, looks like the corners on this thing are all like small little screws with a backer nut on there. So that there, guys, is a teeny tiny little screw with a nut. You better not be like that. Neither should you. There's no way to get to a nut back there. And are you a nut? No. Of course not. So they were pleasant enough to put a little nut back in here. Thank you. There's a little screw underneath here. Because I already know. Because this should be just like the XE3. Don't worry about little stickers that's like, oh, void warranty. There is no voiding warranty here in the United States. So this one will have a little captive nut on there. Now, a lot of times I could just sit there and put my finger on it. And they're not on super, super tight, guys. It's not like Hercules put these screws in. Or they put them in with an impact gun. But what's going to be fun is getting this one, because it's also got a nut. This one will be easy, because all I have to do, again, put my finger underneath the corner, and I grab the nut. And everything comes apart. So I'll put that off to here. Now this fun one. Now I'm going to hope that I can get this. Okay, so this tool is too thick. So I got to go into the mining room, grab my tweezer set, and hopefully I got a little tool that I can get up in there. And I got like this nice little cheap little tweezer set up here. It really came with a whole bunch of stuff and wasn't all that much money. I think I paid like maybe 15 bucks for this. Not bad, not bad. Grab one. I got enough stability that I can grab the little nut inside of there. When I can grab like this. Hey, I got something here, guys. There you go. A little nut and the screw. What a pain. Why, EVGA? Why would you do this to people? God, I mean, just that alone would actually cause this card to be more expensive to assemble. Like, I would think that they could have done this differently to cut some cost down on manufacturing, but that's me. So let's see how they've got the backplate orientated on the non-XC3. Now, I do have an XC3. Got all the screws, all of those are out, so now we're just kind of fighting it on the thermal pad that is back here. Hopefully it doesn't rip. All right. And it's usually not the back side that's the problem. It's usually the front. Oh, look at this. So this right here, you see how the bottom of the module is not even covered by thermal pad? We'll have to fix that, which also means, I forgot one other tool. Got to make sure that I have a my digital caliper right here. Bam, bam. Little $10 caliper set. We're going to be measuring out some pads here. Yeah, that's not right. Zeroed out. So we got 2mm pad back here. Make sure in another spot. Yeah, about 2mm. Now I'm only gonna probably oh no, I gotta put them on all of them. These pads actually do not cover the full memory module all the way. None of these do. Oh my god, this is the problem that everybody's been having with these fucking cards. Now this is what grinds my gears, guys. You want to know what grinds my gears? This. Missed memory module. So let me grab my little pointer. So we got missed memory module here on all three modules. We got a sliver of it missing here. We have another sliver of it missing over here, and the same little sliver missing over here, guys. We have a theme of the pad is not wide enough for the memory module. They are cutting corners at every which way they can. So here is the reason why I was thermal throttling, guys. This is what causes thermal throttling. Oh, this is what grinds my gears. They could do better. This is something that should not pass quality control in any way, shape, or form. It's like not only is the pad not centered, but it doesn't even cover everything. And they could have very easily. Yeah, you're paying $2,000 on these cards. And they can't even make sure that they cover the whole memory module the right way. And they're wondering why people are complaining. This is why. All right, so I got to definitely release this I/O on the front here to get the card up and out of here. So I know I need a smaller screwdriver because those things are teeny tiny. And these screws, you sneeze too hard, and these little screws will fly. But there's no reason that this card, being within 1 year, I'm already going in here because of thermal throttling issue. This thing should be perfect out the gate for at least a good year. I shouldn't have to do this for a year. It's like, okay, I understand if I'm beating it up for a year gaming or mining like a madman on them, Okay, I understand. But after that, no. One of these manufacturers really do their job. They're just cutting corners too much. And I understand, like, some of this is the cost we pay because of the fact that, you know, we got money printers. But I don't know. I guess there's got to be a point where you take pride in what you're doing. And this is like a lack of pride. The downfall of man was whenever they can't sit there and be take pride in what they're actually producing product wise. They're just take the money in. If you don't like it, we'll just warranty it out on you. No big deal, but it is a big deal. OctoMiner, what brand pads? I've been kind of using a bunch of different kinds of pads. Let me grab them here. So I like Thermal Grizzly. This is their paste. I've actually checked out the Gelid. These things are actually not bad at all. And here's some more Thermal Grizzly. Otherwise, I've used these ones, not bad at all. These are Thermal Grizzly pads, not bad at all. So, these ones are about, I want to say like about 8 watts per meter Kelvin on the Arctic. These ones are about 12 watts per meter Kelvin. And then these bad boys are like 15 watts per meter Kelvin. So I've been liking these ones a lot. So we'll go ahead and utilize these bad boys. Oh, I got those going, and we'll use the good thermal paste on here. And this stuff comes in a little mini tub, and you get a little spreader for it. This stuff works nice. I like this stuff a lot. This stuff has got like, do you have any product info anywhere on it? Trying to see if there was like any real product info on there, but I think this stuff was like 14 watts per meter Kelvin. It's pretty high. It's non-conductive, and that's what you want to use for paste wise is a non-conductive paste. It's not the product info is on the back, and I already shut that way. Nope, it doesn't say on here. But I remember it was pretty high on the watts per meter Kelvin setup. Much higher than like I said, I think it was like 14 or 15 watts per meter Kelvin on this. Ordered it all from Amazon. The GPU risers, they only come, I think, the last time I looked, I could be wrong, OctoMiner, but the GPU risers pads only come in 2mm only. So at least with the Gelid, I've got 0.5 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter. So at least there, I've got a little bit of I mean, I haven't looked at it lately, but the last time I looked at GPU risers, it was only 2mm pads. So not all pads are 2mm. Like these back ones on the back plate are 2mm. What's nice about this back plate too is that I've got 2 little heat sinks, which means this back plate is aluminum, guys. So we got heat dissipation. They've got heat pipes going into it. So they're doing everything they could to try to make the back plate be an active back plate, the best they could. But they failed by making their thermal pads too narrow and not centered. It blows my mind. It really does. But we'll fix their mistake because we have to. All right, here. No more screws anywhere. No screws. Now I can start lifting up on the PCB. Oh. First time you crack this thing open is a pain in the butt. So take your time when you're cracking these for the first time. And the LED one, I got to go in there with a pair of tweezers. There. All right, so now you can flip over. I'm going to take this back plate. Now, I just separated this. Sorry, I forgot to switch the camera back. So I just flipped it over. I had to get my finger in there to hit the latch and kind of pull the PCB up at the same time. We got a little bit of dusting back here. Not bad, not bad. This GPU die is at least has full coverage, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and try to release the fan headers. There we go. Try not to pull on the wires for the fan header. Try to grab the connector if possible, and whenever possible. So I'm going to try to not remove the goop that they put in for the power rail here, because usually that's not a problem. I'm going after memory. Hey, look, at least on the front side they covered it properly. The back side they were like, guys, cut a corner. We're spending too much over here, guys. We can't do that over here. Right here. So we'll go ahead and start de-dusting a little bit here. Got a little localized dusting right here in the solder ball field. All right, here got a little bit of dusting over here. Dusting here. Just kind of hitting up the major dust areas on here, nothing big. But at least we got good coverage on the VGA. Don't make me eat my words. Nope. Okay. I'm going to try to zoom in on this the best that I can. All right, guys. And then I'm going to take this here and I'm going to focus. All right, so let me get a little pointy here. So right here, I can see a bare ISH. If I look on the cooler side, the paste is really thin there, so we don't really have any coverage right here. I have spotted coverage over here, and on the cooler, there's almost, I can see the bare copper. So not only do we have bad coverage right here, but yeah, wow. God, they done did not do their homework when they done did this stuff. No way, no sir. Let's see if I can. Put you into manual mode here. There we go. That's what I needed to see. Now I can get right up on there. So, now you can see it. You see that there? That's no thermal paste touching right here. And then you can see through here, it's like speckled with almost no coverage. And if I look at the cooler side, like I said, if I swap this out for the cooler now, you can see how light it is in areas like right here, real light. Copper showing through, guys. That's no bueno. Yeah, that there is a no bueno, guys. This is how you make a GPU Jesus a very man. You sit there and you do this a crap. This is a no bueno. Like, come on, EVGA, you can do better. I know you can. I know you can. I have faith in you. So, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and measure the pad on this. Let's move forward instead of drudging on their failures as usual. All these GPU manufacturers, God, they just fail. So we got 2mm pads front and back, guys. This is all 2mm. So for the EVGA for the Win 3, all the pads are 2mm. So I can go ahead and grab my 2mm pads. So we got 0.5mm, don't need that. Got 1.5mm, don't have that. And if you have to stack them, like if you have a 0.5 and a 1.5, you can stack them. There's nothing wrong with stacking pads. 1mm, 1mm. And then I got a couple packages of 2mm. So that's all I need is the 2mm. 2mm, and clean this garbage that they call paste off of here. And we're gonna fix this GPU the right way. This stuff is like goop. Oh, this is like that putty that they used on the over here. That's exactly what they did here, fellas. Yeah, I can smash this right back down where they didn't have enough coverage of their goop over here. They put the putty everywhere, guys. Oh my lord. This is their putty. Oh my god. The fuck is this shit? I can like transfer their putty anywhere I want now. I got enough putty for everything. Sit there and fill up all the places that they didn't put the putty at, where they should have put putty at, and actually put pads down. But no, they don't put fucking pads down. That's bullshit of what they just did here. Yeah, totally gross, Goblin. Totally gross. And this stuff is like hard too. Like, wow. Look at it. It's like Play-Doh. See? It's like Play-Doh, guys. They put Play-Doh on the memory, guys. Here's some Play-Doh. More Play-Doh. I got Play-Doh, guys. You got kids. They're gonna love this stuff. So you can like smash it together. You can make little balls with them. God. This is not thermal pad. I don't care what anybody says. This is not a thermal pad. This is thermal putty that they put on to the memory modules, thinking that putty is good. Oh my lord. What were they thinking here, guys? What were they thinking? Right. And then I usually take like a little business card of some sort, and I'll scrape their nasty, hard, putty off, or their thermal paste off. All right, bam. That is what's up. Like scrapes up with a business card, guys. I have never had to do anything special to get any of this stuff to ever come up. And if after doing all of this thing still doesn't want to cash out right, well, then the card's hurt. If the card's hurt, it's going to go get warrantied out. Sorry, guys. I can give you a face shot. I'm just kind of scraping this stuff off. I'm sure you guys don't need to sit there and watch me and do this. Scrape their junk off of this. Their paste that they called thermal pad. Here, when I guarantee you, when I get done with this, this is going to solve all the thermals on this card. Like wipes off like goop. I'm gonna have to wash my GPU rig here. Never had to do what I'm doing to a memory module before. Kind of using my light over my shoulder to know that I got the VGA core nicely cleaned up here. Go. Flip this over, and now I'm gonna just, I mean, literally, this is all I'm doing. Wipe, and it's like such a nasty little residue. This is horrible. Wish I could sit there and have a nice long discussion with EVGA over their decisions on this one. Going, I understand that you're trying to cut corners. I understand you got a business to run. But whenever you have a card that's just shit performance right off the bat, you're going to damage your stuff. Pucks, you know, oh, we don't want them to modify nothing these days. You know, it's like it's security. It's like, guys, you're putting out shitty products. Like, yeah, you got the next generation, but your quality control on this stuff is so hard. You guys would hate me to work for you. Because I expect that, you know, if somebody's paying a few $1,000s, that their card is going to be at its peak performance for at least a year. At least. Here, realistically, it should outlast its warranty before you have to think about getting something repaired. Or you did something outrageously bad, and that's the issue. But still, it's like, come on. All right, so everything looks pretty crispy. Go back to the workbench here. So at this point, now I can start cutting thermal pad. Um, and placing down thermal pad onto this stuff and getting this bad boy back together, guys. So, with that being said, I'm going to grab some. Being in a mining house, the house has no moisture in it. And what's cool about the OctoMiner, again, is that it tells me the relative humidity is that I'm just below 20% humidity in the mining room. So that's the air that's coming out into the house right now, which is 20% humidity. So every so often during the day, I got to put lotion on. Yeah, I'm going to leave the goo here. Like this part, this stuff here that's on the sides here, it's less necessary to replace. You're talking about over here, this rail right here is your power controller chips. It's never been an issue before. Over here, you've got your inductor rails. So the inductors are just basically wound copper. They don't really need to be particularly cooled. It's just a nice little feature, right? But not necessary. It's more crucial to do the memory controller, power rails, and stuff like etc. that are on here and over here. But like I said, this has been adequate. What we're having an issue with is on the copper cold plate here, which I should give that copper cold plate a little polishing. And I tend to put the pads directly on the memory modules. This way I don't care about where their alignment marks are on the copper cold plate. I'm making sure the memory module has full contact. All right, so that there. I got my scissors here to cut the pads. Put cooler down here. Give me a little bit more work room here, guys. Damn, look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Damn. Look at that. Full coverage, guys. No, I don't cut straight. Never claimed that I did. Not sorry. Doing Cammy. Being crazy over there. I see that. I see that. All right, so I just need to get a little bit more onto you. Little nub off. Hmm. I got a little bit of pad. One, you, sure. A little bit of. What are you doing, Cammy? Bam. So now we just got one more rail. Put paste on here. Good to go. All right, so that pretty much seals the deal for the pad out of here. So now I got a couple of more in here. We'll go ahead and open this up, guys. This is what the pads look like when in a full sheet. There's two of them in a package. Little turn here so that I can hit this from the other side. Right, got this. Get it apart here, and I like how this thing peels apart. A lot. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Now I can use this Thermal Grizzly paste on here, which it is spreadable. Comes in this little nice nifty little jar. As I drop everything too. All right, comes a little spreader here, and it is a pink goop. Like I said, this is some non-conductive awesomeness. Because it's non-conductive, it doesn't matter if you put too much on. Just don't want to put too little. Wipe. Oh yeah, this is the expensive pink stuff. Very nice stuff. Very, very nice. This is like the overclocker's dream stuff. Ah, whew. Hey, who messaged me here? All right, all right. Awesome, awesome. So now it looks like I should be able to go back together here. Cooler now. Bam. And we'll go ahead and give this a little bit of wipe down. All right, now I can go back together with you. Woo, real dusty. Little dusty in here. I was just blowing it out. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's get this show back together here. What I like about the fan header here is that they are color coded for where they go. Not that it really makes much of a difference. I think the middle one spins backwards, so in that aspect it would make a difference, but it's color coded. It's kind of like foolproof. The only one that's going to be a pain will be that black LED one, and I'm going to put it back together properly so that I can show it all on camera that it can be done. So this is where I grab the connector itself, and I kind of tilt the front of this up as I try to connect the back of it. Angle this a little differently so that I got a different reach on the plug here, and just to like that, it's clicked in, and now I can send this thing home. I try to line up the screw holes this way I don't smear the thermal paste side to side. Beautiful, just like that. And then you can put the spring tension system back up on there so that you don't have to worry about jostling it around. And to kind of start this up, I mean, I don't know how many people are mechanics here, but put this on like a tire. So I'll start here, and then I go crisscross pattern and slowly tighten them all down until there's no more to tighten down. And this is just how I've been doing these since I've seen the spring system. And it's like a couple of rotations on each one because I'm trying to like get the cooler to sit down flat to spread the paste evenly. And these things don't need to be like super tight. It's like in inch pounds. So that's tight. That's tight. That's tight. And the last one. Tight. Kind of make sure now that it's all kind of settled in. Tight all around. And then the next thing I want to do is just make sure I got some good squishage. And I certainly do. It's got good squishage. So I am very happy. All right, so now we can go ahead and get down and dirty on the back plate here. ahead and get this all last little bit of a wipe down. Even polished this nickel plated spring. So now we get to take the garbage off the back here. You can see how oily this stuff is. Like, you cannot tell me that this was like doing all that good. I mean, it's, I guess for like some purposes, you know, maybe this was doing fine, but yeah, no. A little dust off of this, like microfiber cloth. I love it. I swear by this stuff. And I wish they would have done the copper plate, the copper lines a little bit better, because you see how they dead ended these things. So basically, this is a hollow tube that they started off with, right? And then they put like a microscopic droplet of water inside of here. This is probably the, if I had to take a guess on the inside material, it's probably got the copper powder in there that will act almost like capillaries. So it'll get hot over here, turn to steam. It'll evaporate, bring the heat with it, comes over here, gets cooled down a little bit, and then starts the process over again. The problem is when this back plate gets saturated with heat, it never goes back into liquid form, and it's just now runaway thermals on it. My other 3090 is the same way. I've actually got to put a fan on the back side of it, because this little chintzy little thing, as thin as it is, I mean, let me see how thick this back plate actually is. Oh. I've got 1.32 of a millimeter. That's how thick this thing is. It's 1.32 of a millimeter. It's not thick at all. I mean, they wanted this to be like adequate cooling. This back plate should have been maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 millimeters thick. And they could have put more of these copper pipes, you know, could have put a U copper pipe right here. They could have made another wicking copper pipe that would have been more, you know, kind of gone lengthwise on there and then drawn out this way. There's a few design changes that I would have done that would have been a lot better on the thermals for the backside. No, it's not plastic. It's aluminum. It's not like it's magnetic, but it is aluminum. So now let's go ahead, put the pads up on here, button this thing up. I've got one bad screw to get on there, and unfortunately that also holds the rear I/O on here that I need on here. So awesome. So awesome. All right, so you know what? I'm going to start getting some of this together. Get the back plate up on here. Got the world's smallest little screws. More of these little bad boys. These little screws, don't over tighten them. The name of the game is not to over tighten these screws in any way, shape, or form. These little guys are like, you sneeze on it wrong and you're going to strip them. All right, so now let's cut some pads up. I can go ahead and cut a pad here. Right, got this one on there. Yeah, it's not completely useless, but near useless. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Oh, see, now we got proper coverage on here. Oh my god. Like EVGA, this is not hard. That's how you cover pads. This is how you do pads. It's not hard. This has got to be the easiest thing. I love taking my time and doing this. I find great pleasure. This is relaxing, to me at least. It's relaxing. And now you get to put everything back together. Oh, so stupid that they do this with a couple of bolts like this. Looking through it. So through here. And it should pretty much. As long as I can get everything in like this. Awesome. Now we're just left with a couple of these bolts. Right? These don't need to go on all that tight. was like ridiculous how they did the like a couple of bolts in this. It's like they had to pay somebody to do what I'm doing right now. God, this is horrible. I want a motor, and this one I need my tweezers for. Ain't that lovely? You need to get tweezers in order to put one little itty bitty bolt in. Sorry, I can't really show you, but I got it in the tweezers. Probably get my shaky hands to please say I got it. I got it. Tight. Woohoo! What a pain in the butt that one was. Yes, sir. All right, so that's everything put together back onto this. We'll go ahead and give this the panda flick. Oh. So, yep, that was pretty much just putting it all back together. Now I gotta put it back into here and throw that back into the mining room and get this thing back up and hashing, guys. So let's see how this works. Let me go ahead and put this back onto the rig and pull the rig back into the mining room, and we'll get this thing up and going, guys. Oh, make sure I grab the little cover here. The right one? No, it's not. Hello. No, I dropped it. Oh, there it is. Ah, looking for this. So that it can go over the little ports here. Don't want anything touching it. Grab my other screw. Sit back. Thing's heavy. Oh god. All right. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, mine and Hondo, the Panda Flick. Oh yeah, got to do the Panda Flick. Always, always. Not sure how long it's going to take to initialize in. Might have to reboot it. Possible I might have to reboot it. One would think it would already start initializing a little bit over here. I know what it is. Hey, there it is. So, wrong one. This one. So it was GPU number 2 was the one with the. It would start hashing nicely and then thermal throttle itself. Let's see if it's fixed. I love that how the The fans show up on the OctoMiner. I've got all the sensors showing up for the OctoMiner right in Hive. It's baked in. I love this. FA to OctoMiner, man. It's like, I've never used one of these bad boys. I can see why he charges a premium. Fuck yeah. I dig it. I dig it. You do a good job, Chili. Do a good job. Oh, look at that. 120.5, please hold. Because you would do it for the first 30 seconds. We're on 3 minutes. What? Stay up there, please. Say I fixed it. I mean, so far the temps look good. Let's see how this works. Let's look at the miner. Oh, good God, we still got high temp on you. Oh, you thermal throttled already. So this one might be hurt. That memory is out of control. That's like it's not really memory, that's junction temp. So I'm gonna have to figure out where they put this damn sensor. Because I'm already thermal throttling just that fast. I might have to warranty this one out, guys. I'm gonna try one more thing. I'll pull it apart one more time. I won't bore you guys with it. Where I will replace the VRM pads too, and get all their goop out of there, and see if I can improve it any bit. Because they're all about the same temperature on the VGA core. You know, I got 56, 55, 53, 52. That's normal. I don't see any problem with that. Why the memory controller is so hot, or the junction temp. So I got to figure out where they have the junction temp at, and go from there, guys. Sigh, 1 gigahash, yeah. Yeah, just shy of 1 gigahash with 8 GPUs. God, 4 years ago, that was fucking unheard of. You would need a fleet of GPUs to get there, you know? You'd be talking about, what, 16 1070 1070 Ti's back in the day equals 8 of these bad boys. In 4 years, we've taken that leap. So, yeah, not bad. Runs at about 2,700, 2,800 watts. It's got 3 1,200 watt power supplies, so I've got a grand total of 3,600 watts available. But again, following that 80% rule, guys. That 80% rule means that, you're right at that 2,700 watt mark. Perfect. But I did improve it, though. I'm on to something here. So before, it was throttling down to 90 megahash. Right now, it's throttled down to 103 megahash. So it's better, but there's still something off. Even with 100% fan, it's still a little off. And it's not, and if it was an issue with the OctoMiner and it being, heat saturated, I should have all the center one, all the GPU, like the 2 middle ones, which would be GPU 3 and GPU 4, right? Yeah, GPU 3 and 4 should be hot because those are in the middle of the stack. And are also, yeah, I would think that those two would be the hot cycles, not GPU number 2, which is the third GPU in. But I did improve it. So, Oh, I might have to warranty it out though. That's a possibility. But I will try putting new thermal pads in the other places. I was hoping that I can get away with not doing it. That was my hope. It's like we try, guys. So I'll probably have to take that apart one more time, which is fine by me. I don't mind taking apart the stuff, but of course, I've also got good pads in there now, making good contact with everything. Now it's just a matter of, making sure that I get the pads, make sure all the pads are making good contact. They should be. That's, the famous last words, of course, though. Should. But yeah, that's all the garbage that I just took off of this thing. I guarantee you this is the first time it ever got opened up, because I had to pierce the one of the stickers on the back of the GPU, so I know I'm the first one going into there, but this should not be an issue this soon into this GPU's life. Mining or not, this should not be an issue. So if you guys got any comments or questions, now is the time to ask. Yo. PCIe to USB adapter. Huh? Well, unless you're using the buy one adapter to go into the motherboard, most of them don't like that unless you're putting it into a Gen 3 USB. Well, profitability on this rig, I mean, you could sit there and do a calculation on, what the profitability of 1 gigahash is, and that's what this one rig of 3090s are going to do for you. But would I recommend you guys to go run out and grab 3090s right now, brand new off the shelf? You're going to pay $2,200-ish or more for a brand new 3090 right off the shelf. Maybe if Ethereum goes to proof of stake and you have the big exodus on mining, would it be worth it to pick up cards then? More than likely. Am I going to continue to expand on the farm? Oh yeah. Family Mine is up and running, guys. Well, we don't have power yet, but it's up and going. It'll take us like 3 days to get the internet hookup on there. I mean, they're just waiting on us to say green light. I'm more waiting on the electric company. I'll probably give him a call first thing in tomorrow morning and see where he's at. Be like, hey, look, what has your engineer said? Blah, 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 blah. All of that good stuff. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna see if this guy has emailed me any information while I'm here, guys. And that is a no. He has not. You got a lot of options in BIOS. If you've got a regular it looks like, you got an AMD board. There's a couple of settings that you need to put on there, and then you are good to go. Basically, what you got to do is you got to basically put the motherboard into server mode. So, you can put your PCIe on the auto. Doesn't have to be, don't put it to auto detect. Then you need above 4G encoding. That's actually the big one. above 4G encoding, and usually that thing just fires up. I've got two motherboards that, let's see if I got a little dongle straight here. So this is a HDMI dummy plug. So this basically simulates that I've got a monitor plugged into graphics card number 1, right? Some motherboards will not fire unless it detects a monitor. That's one of the ways that they try to stop you from mining on that particular motherboard. So I think I paid Amazon, I think it was like $14 and got 3 of them. And literally, you don't have to get the most expensive thing. It's just simulating a monitor. All it's doing. So you can put this in there. You're good to go. Otherwise, you know, if it doesn't care, then you just need to get above 4G encoding. Put the PCIe to auto, and usually you're good to go. Other than that, yeah, because like I'm like back here is an Asus ROG Strix motherboard with a 2700X in there. I've got another AMD with a 5900X. I've got 2 other ones that are 5950Xs. I've got another one that's a 3900X. Or no, 3950X. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I've got a bunch of AMD motherboards rolling. Yeah, every once in a while I come into it where I need an HDMI dummy port. But other than that, yeah, they're really easy to get fired up. Pretty much. And it's like, to a certain extent, I kind of get it. Actually, no. My Gen 3, this one is the 2700X. So this is what, like damn near 3rd gen Ryzen or something like that. It's God, I don't even remember the board's type that I just remember it's an Asus ROG Strix board, but yeah, it's a 2700X. You know, you're looking at a few generations old. It's like 2nd gen on what the Ryzen 4 setup or Ryzen 5, I forget. They got the weird, like everybody's got the weirdest naming structures. It's like, can't you just go back to like having a cool name? not these like numbers and letters and random. Fuck all that. So does anybody got any other comments or questions before I sign up out of here, guys? Definitely smash that Lizzie like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new here. All that good stuff helps me with the YouTube algorithm and helps me produce awesome content for all of you awesome people out there. And if you've stayed this long, guys, check it out. I have my Patreon that I'm setting up. I'm adding features in there. But I have the link to it down below. I've got like 3 different tiers on there. Each one offering different things. So you might want to check it out. I got like a little tip jar set up on there. I've got one that, you know, that you're a supporter basically, and you know, you get some help behind the scenes, VIP access to things. And then I've got the VIP hashers group, and those people will get, you know, a lot more one-on-one time with me, you know, versus the mid-tier. Mid-tier gets, you know, if you're having rig problems, 2 times a month, you can set up a time for me to help sit down and help you get your rigs up and hashing the right way, or maybe breathing some efficiency into them. Maybe you're having an issue with stability. I'll help you troubleshoot that. That's what you get for the mid-tiers. You get that twice a month where I'm willing to help you out like that. Now, if you do the VIP, I'm willing to do that twice a week for you guys. Of course, time permitted. I mean, it's like I have the family mine up and going now and all that good stuff. And talking about the family mine, anybody who joins the VIP access, either with my Patreon or over on DCA Patreon, anybody in the DCA Patreon that is in the mining section, you guys will get VIP access, first chomp to putting in your rigs at the family mine. Same thing with my Patreon down below, guys. Anybody in the VIP hashers group, you will have first chomp onto getting your rigs hosted at the family mine if you choose so. So you guys will, that'll be something that I will extend out to you guys. You will have first rip at it. Then it goes down to the mid tier for my group. Then after all the VIP say yay or nay, if I've got extra room, then the mid tier people will be allowed. They'll get the next. There'll be the next wave of rigs that allowed into the family mine before we turn around and open it up to the public. Depending on how much power we got there and how much of a response that we have for the hosting side of it will depend on how fast the room fills up, guys. So definitely FOMO into it. Either join my Discord or the DCA Discord. Either way, as long as you're in a DCA family mining after dark section, or you're in my Patreon mid-tier or VIP tier, you will get first chomps at getting your rigs hosted by me and Mikkel, guys. Yo. Goblin, it's all the same. Let's see here. I had to put a 1 to 4 PCI splitter into the 16 slot, closest to the CPU, and only plug it in if I wanted to put. I bet you, like, okay. Hold on here. I'll be right back. I want to go grab some. This here, guys, is the very first PC that I put together 15 years ago, guys. 15 years ago. Okay, so this is what, AM2 slot. It's got first generation of DDR3, and it is Phenom 2 dual channel DDR3 1800 mega transfers per second, guys. So it's DDR3 running at DDR2 specs. This is an ASRock AM3. This is an AM3 board right here. AM3. This is almost a 15-year-old board, my guys. I've got two PCIe 16 by 2 slots. Now, these are the only two you can plug into, is your PCIe by 16 Gen 2 slots. I think AM3, I think towards the end of AM3 chipsets, they started getting the Gen 3. But if you got any of the other ports, you cannot plug into them. Even if it's a by one like this is a by one Gen 1. The speed, the read and write speed is a lot slower. Will give you a ton of fucking problems if you plug into this one lonely by one slot right here. This is made for like a peripheral, whether it be a sound card or something like that. You can plug that in here. A capture card could plug in here, but it's going to run at Gen 1 speeds, guys. So you want to have, if you want to have the best chance, I ran 2 U-bit 4-way splitters, 1 on each slot, and I ran 8 GPUs, 8 RX 580s ran on this board. with it mining Monero. Okay. So just because you've got an AM3 board, now I didn't have to do shit to get this thing to get up and mining. And if you need me to, I will fire this up, get into BIOS, and as long as it fires back up, it's been off to the side for a couple of years. I haven't fired this thing up in a while. I'm sure it still does. This thing's a fucking tank. Okay, so I'll fire this thing back up, get into BIOS, and see, because all the AM3s, I mean, other than the manufacturer, all the options should be the same. I didn't have to do anything natively to this thing. I just plugged in a by4 adapter into the 16i PCIe by 16 Gen 2s, and I was good to go. Oh yeah, the U-bit splitters. Oh my god, I love U-bit splitters. They work amazing. So, I mean, this is a 15-year-old. This has got a AMD Phenom Athlon 2. It's a 4-core processor, guys. The processor uses like 95 watts, gets about 200 hashes second on Monero. And even with it mining Monero at 200 hashes second, it's still mined. I had no problems with it. So I can help walk you through that, Goblin. It's just a quick BIOS setting. I've mined on some pretty old boards, guys. So sitting there having some, I mean, I bet you I could, if I had a 20-year-old motherboard that had, well, maybe not. I bet you I can get a board that has the very, 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 very first PCIe Gen 2 on it. And I bet you I can get that to mine at full pop potential. As long as it's got enough data links. That's the only thing that I would be, is if the chipset that's physically on the board has the throughput. That would be the only bottleneck. So has anybody else got any comments or questions before I head up out of here, guys? It was nice kicking it with you guys. Definitely, if you find value with all this stuff, smash the lazy like button. If you'd like to help support your favorite YouTuber, check out the Patreon links down below. Or if you like to hang out, part of the community, links down below. Discord, it's free to join, guys. It's free to be part of the community. There is no paywall to be part of the community. None whatsoever. No problem, a Doom Miner, guys. So, no, I am not Fidel. I will not utilize Windows 11. They got to make it less buggy. Total cost on overall build. So, that OctoMiner, the OctoMiner case itself is like right around $700. And like Chili was saying earlier, OctoMiner is going to allow you, I think he said next week, you'll be able to buy minimum order quantities, you typically 10, but he's going to allow 1, so that'll be nice. So next week, if you're wanting to grab one, I believe they're like right around $700. The OctoMiner 8 Plus. Oh, nice. They do have it still. Cool. That's what he was saying. Okay. So, base specs, 8 gigabyte or not sure what the hell I'm looking at here. So, base specs won't ship out until about April 10th. So, right after the Aeon Poker Tournament, it'll come out. Your high-speed spec with gold efficiency. Ooh. ready stock. So they've got stock. So if you choose the high spec, and for one of them is $6.99 plus shipping. They've got 70 in stock right now, guys. So if you were looking to get one, you can hold off next week, and actually be able to grab one of these. And it should come with, like, I think three 1200 watt power HP power supplies, which are nice. I believe that's what it comes with. Let me double check here. See here. Nope, it comes with 4 750 watt power supplies. So you'll get 4 750 watt power supplies for a grand total of 3,000 watts, guys. 3,000 watts at tap. It'll have all the cabling with it that you're going to need for your GPUs. All the hookups to go into the motherboard, everything you need. It's an all-in-one system. Even has a hard drive preloaded with fucking Hive on there, guys. Yo, that's big. And then all you have to do with that is just hook up a monitor to it one time, put in your the rig ID, rig password, and connect it to the internet, and then you can go right in the Hive dashboard. And Hive just works with it, guys. Just absolutely works. Compatible with the 3090s without an issue. 1 year warranty on this stuff. It's got 4 140 millimeter fans on there. High airflow and efficiency. And they're not that loud compared to my ASICs. My ASICs are a little louder than this, so not bad. It's the fans are the ball bearing type, double ball bearing fans, so nice smooth rolling bearing on there that should last a long time. Shouldn't flat spot out like CPU fans or GPU fans, or any other sleeved bearing. Or, sleeve bearing style will wear out on one side if you have them vertical versus, horizontal. The fluid dynamic bearings, seals usually go out on them. Grease dries out. They seize up. The ball bearing ones are usually the ones that I see lasting the longest. So we'll have to see how long these ones last. All of my Delta fans that I've ever gone after, all are the double ball bearing fans because they're just the best ones out there, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Some of this also depends on the application. So if you are laying your fans flat, then it doesn't matter that they're, But yeah, you're going to be looking at $700, and that's going to be your power supplies, your motherboard, the wiring inside the case, a couple of handles on there. Then it's pretty much whatever you paid for on all of your GPUs. So, it's like GPU side, if you're looking at 3090s like I did and you're looking to pick them up brand new, you're going to be, 20, 30, between 20 and 30 grand on GPUs, depending on your price on it. So, yep, mine and HODL, 100% plug, config, and play. That is 100%. So you just got to supply your own GPUs, $700 plus shipping, and then you get amazing data, and it monitors all your temperatures on there, even though the GPUs are really close to each other. I mean, I got 8 of them in there. They're really close to each other. I'm not seeing any major issue. I've got an issue with one GPU. Just one. So I might have to, send that out to EVGA. This one might be hurt. Like I said, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to re-thermal pad the power controllers and kind of go from there. Hopefully there's a temp sensor somewhere around there, because yeah, there's no reason why one GPU out of all 8 is the only one giving me a problem. And it's not like it's not getting power from the PCIe rail. Otherwise, it wouldn't even light up. So we'll have to see how this one goes. Hopefully it's not hurt. Hopefully I can just, maybe if I pull it apart, I'll see what's going on. It might be something obvious. Maybe the pad that I put onto the memory rail isn't thick enough. Maybe I'm a little too thin. Maybe I need a 0.5 millimeter more, because those pads were a little squished, because it's not pads, it was paste. So if they don't have the imprints of the memory die on there, I might have to put some more on there. And if that's so, cool. I'll fix the problem, tomorrow. But for anybody else, if you got some questions, tossing out my frames and rising. One other thing that I like about dealing with servers versus all of my Veta open air frames. Now, I started off on Veta open air frames. How many Veta frames can you fit on a 2-foot long shelf that's, let's say, 2 feet deep? So 2 feet deep by 2 feet wide, right? How many open air rigs can you put onto one shelf? Pretty much one, right? And that's one, a 2-footer, that's a 6 GPU rig, right? In that 2-foot span, right? I can put 4 server chassis in there, 4 use, or 4 OctoMiners on one shelf. And each server case will hold 8 GPUs in it apiece. So now I can get 32 GPUs onto one shelf. Now I'm gaining space. I'm compacting my rigs. I am controlling airflow. Helps me with differentiating hot and cold zones. So I can block off the miners and have it breathing in through a window and nothing recirculating behind the chassis. That's something that you can't control on an open air rig. So I get density on server cases. I get a better controlled heat load on the server cases. Hey, baby, you're home a little early. Oh, nice, very nice. And now so now that my Wi-Fi's home, the one who started all of this for me, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sign off here, guys. Definitely smash that like button, subscribe, join the community, join the Patreon, all that good stuff. You guys want to be part of the Patreon? I'm just telling you, get into the higher tiers, and it will pay off for you if you want to do hosting, guys. You'll get first crack at that. So without any further ado, guys, I'll see you all on the next one. And, of course, like always, stay savage. Yo!